Welcome to the Dad Rail Let's Talk Trains live stream, starting in 15 minutes time.
Hello, my name is Joshua. I am one of Dad Rail's eldest sons. Dad is always moaning about how many subscribers he has. I told him it's because he's a terrible YouTuber, but he never listens. So if you could like and subscribe, that'd be great because it would shut him up for an hour or two.
Welcome to the Let's Talk Trains live stream. The stream will be starting in 10 minutes time.
Hi, I'm Andy, Dad Roll's oldest son, and I'm far too cool for this. So.
Time to put the kettle on, or pour yourself a glass of something stronger. Let's Talk Trains starts in just 5 minutes time. If you've been lucky enough to be chosen for our panel this week, please check your inbox and spam folders for your Zoom call invitations.
Hello, my name is Joshua. And I'm Tommy. And we're Dad Rail's sons. You know how annoying it is to have a dad like Richard? I know, he just goes on about trains, and even more trains. Well, we love him really, and we'd like to ask you to like and subscribe to this channel so he can be supported. And spread the word and tell all your friends about Dad Rail. Boop, boop, bye bye.
Good evening everybody, the stream will be starting in just a few minutes time, but whilst you're waiting, it would be great if you could head over to the Dad Rail video library on YouTube and click the subscribe button. The Dad Rail video library is a constantly updating collection of mainline, heritage, model and European railway footage that is provided for your enjoyment. The footage is provided under the Creative Commons license, meaning that you can use the footage in your own projects, subject to the terms and conditions outlined on the page. So please show your support for me and the project by heading over to the Dad Rail video library and clicking subscribe. Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Tommy. I'm Dad Rail's favourite son. Don't tell my brothers. While Dad's doing this live stream, he told me to sit down and shut up. I'll try my best, but if you hear any complaining or moaning in the background, that's just me beating my brothers up or them beating me up.
Hello everybody, Richard here from Dadrail, of course. Can you all hear me? That's the first thing we need to get out of the way. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi buddy, you alright? Can you hear me on the stream?
No.
No, you can't hear me you can hear me on the Zoom call but not on the stream.
No, but just think there's a bit of a delay with the stream. Yeah. Your face popped up on there now.
Yep, I'm talking. Have you got audio on the stream?
Yeah, it's just very delayed.
Yeah, it is behind the Zoom call. So in the chat, just confirming, everyone shout yes, you can hear me loud and clear. Fantastic, we've got you all. Right. Brilliant, okay. So the second one I'm doing, so I've got no excuses this time. I should kind of know what I'm doing and how this works. Although we do have some fancy graphics this time, see? Look at that, I've been working all day on fancy graphics. So, basically guys, the way this is going to work today, we're going to do this more like a sort of panel show. So I've got a panel of people waiting on my iPad in the Zoom call. I'm going to introduce you to them. We've got a couple of topics to discuss. We've even got a 8-question railway quiz to do later. It would have been 10, but I was running tight for time, so it's 8. I know it's a bit of a cop-out, but there we go. So, yeah, the two topics we got up for discussion today are level crossing misuse, and I've got some nice videos from Network Rail to show you that we can discuss without using too much bad language, because, yeah, it does make the blood boil a little bit, I'll give you that. And the other topic, which was suggested by someone in the Discord, was COVID and the railway, and particularly effects on train spotting. And, of course, general Q&A and chit-chat and yeah, sort of take it easy and see how it goes. So I'm going to try and put the Zoom call on the screen now, and I'm going to introduce you to your panel for today. He says, trying to find the right button. I've got to play you that one first. Declaration, of course. Everything anyone says is their own opinions, may not reflect those of any companies they may be employed by. All the usual stuff. I'm sure you've all seen my videos before. So if I press that button there, hopefully we should have on the screen the Zoom call. I'm waiting for the stream to catch up to make sure it's working. It's really delayed.
Brilliant. Well, you just had a declaration. That's better, I can see it now.
So if I do that. Okay, people in the stream, can you hear what's going on in the Zoom call?
Yeah.
Actually, that's going to be feeding back because I need to turn my microphone off. Right, let's just check what everyone's saying in the stream.
Yeah.
Have you all got sound, guys? Have you all shout out yes in the chat, and we'll get started. This is going really well.
Well, last week it was me causing problems, and now it's you. I know. I've tried to do it properly this week, so it all should work properly, and it's not good at all. I've been preparing like for the last couple of days. I thought we'd try and make it nice and professional, but hey ho. Cannot hear you. Yes. Can hear you now.
Yeah,
right. I think we're all good to go. So, assuming it's all working, I'm going to go around the panel of people here. I'm just going to get you to say who you are, what you do, and whatever you want to say about yourselves, as much or as little as you want. So I'll start with Jack. Hello, Jack.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jack, and I'm from East Yorkshire, and I'm your Yorkshire correspondent.
And you also volunteer at the National Railway Museum.
I'm also a volunteer up at the Railway Museum in York.
Proper trains in miniature.
Yeah, bit like that.
Okay, Riley, driving a Class 66. Say hello.
Hello, I'm Riley, and yeah, I'm driving a 66.
There we go. Whereabouts in the country are you, Riley?
Just sitting at Rugeley platform now.
No, physically.
Well,
are
I'm
you
not physically there, but
are you in the south or you up north, Riley?
Looks like the platform to me.
Something like that. Okay.
in the southeast.
Southeast, same as me. We'll say no more. Alistair, hello.
Oh, hello.
Oh, yeah, given that I saw you the other day.
How are we doing?
I'm not bad. Very tired. Very tired.
Very tired.
I'm Alistair. I'm a crossing keeper with Network Rail. If I say where I am, you'll know exactly what level crossing I work. So I'll just say I'm in the West Country.
Absolutely fine.
Rather not give my location away, even though I got many stories for the first topic.
Yeah, social media policies and all that. Yeah, we're all well clued up on that, buddy. No worries. And Luke.
Hi, I'm Luke, and I'm from Lewis in East Sussex.
Lewis in East Sussex. Everyone's from the south today, apart from Jack.
Apart from me.
I don't class myself as the South. Thank you. I'm West Country.
You're West Country. We've got Matthew in there who's muted at the moment, and someone called Richard Evans who I've got no idea. I don't know who that is.
No, I don't know.
Okay, guys. So we're going to I'm going to try and keep an eye on the chat because I'm aware that I didn't do that very much last time. Yeah. Callum was in the chat. He's one of my colleagues last time. He was fantastic, but unfortunately he can't be with us today. He's had a few things going on that he's had to deal with. So unfortunately, thoughts with him, he can't be with us tonight. Okay, so yeah, I put in the when I put the question form together to get into the stream, I was sort of asking people and on the Discord server as well what you want to discuss. And one of the things that come up was level crossing misuse, which Alistair, you're here. That's right up your street. I suppose you see quite. Are you gates or are you barriers or?
So I'll end up doing it. So we've got two level crossings in my box. One's both electronic barriers. The one outside the box, technically MCB, because we work it off a pedestal in the corner, and the other one is CCTV crossing.
CCTV. So are they? That's full barrier then.
Both full barrier, yeah.
Fantastic. Right, so I've got some. I don't know if you guys in the Zoom call are also able to see the stream or not.
Yeah, I can see it with its 5-second delay.
Yeah, as long as you've got it muted, you'll be fine. I've got a few clips here that Network Rail have kindly released on their media centre, and without too much bad language, I just wondered if you got any thoughts on these. I'm aware there's a few seconds delay, but I'll play it up now. I say it's not even playing on my. Let's try again. There we go.
Take two.
Right, we're going to go for take 3 because that didn't work either.
Could you not just share your screen?
I don't think
there
I
we
can
are.
share.
It's up.
It's up.
It's paused.
Yeah, it does play through properly in a minute.
Oh, there it is.
Is that a runner?
Yeah, I'll play it through again. No, that's the wrong clip.
There's a jogger.
Is there?
Yeah, there's a jogger that literally runs across the foot crossing as the train gets to it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any thoughts on that?
Bit stupid. Should have looked both ways first. Obviously
would-
didn't stop looking listen.
Well, he was willing to mute on his headphones, I should think.
Yeah.
He didn't even hear the train.
That's the normal one, isn't it? People stuck on their headphones.
Yeah.
It's we used to get it a lot on the platforms when I was passenger driving, and especially London Bridge and places like that. Places with long platforms where you stop further down the platform, and you'd have people standing at the end of the platform on their phone with headphones in, and they would just miss the train. You'd stop, and they would just stand there and not make no attempt to get on the train. It's kind of like, it's almost a guilty pleasure of being a train driver, if you like.
we get the same as well up on Miniature Railway.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a new model bus A5 says stupid and got a death wish. Case for real high vis on point. Stupidity also on point. Yeah, well, he was wearing a high vis. You got to give him that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got some more clips here. So here's one. This is probably something you'll see all the time, Alistair, on the CCTV. Yeah, it's stupid and dangerous, and AHB as well. There's I think there's something like 37 seconds before the train comes along.
27, I think.
Is it 27 seconds?
It varies on line speed. There is a table in TS9 explaining the line speeds and stuff, but I don't know off the top of my head because it's not relevant to what I do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, 27 seconds does ring a bell, but yeah.
I think it was on a Channel 5 programme on Monday. I think it's something there.
Victory Crossing. Oh, very familiar with that one.
Is that it's Paddington 24/7 or something?
Yeah, I saw a clip of that. That was
I did try and find the actually I think it was Matthew that tagged me that in the Discord. Did try and get a clip of it, but you got to be careful what you put out online because people get angry. And it's
I'd also sent you the photos from the train.
Yes, and like you show on the picture from the iPad showing everything was working as normal. So they've cautioned trains for God knows how long, which obviously they've got to do with that sort of allegation happening. And yeah, you know, absolutely, the crossing was working as it should have done.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean,
sorry, carry on.
That particular incident, it seems as if they were sort of expecting it to be like the manually controlled barriers and go down 3 minutes early rather than sort of 30 seconds beforehand.
Yeah, that's the impression I got looking back at the video. It's like, oh, we've gone across the crossing, looked in our rear view, parked the car, and then the train's gone across. Well, yeah. How long is it taking you to park the car and everything? So there's another one here which I'll play down in the live stream, which is brilliant. This is quite local to me as well. This is a line that I sign. So I'll just put that out again. Jonathan Law says, should have spikes a certain distance from the level crossing to pinch the tyres. That'd stop them.
I don't think health and safety would approve that, actually.
It's a little bit.
Yeah.
The merit.
That incident has happened at our crossing before I started, but stuff like that has happened at our place.
I was actually at Southampton Western Docks, and a truck done that right in front of me.
Oh,
train was stopped at the time. The barriers had gone down, and he just like drove through them.
I recognise that for some reason.
Say again, sorry.
I recognise that crossing for some reason.
You quite possibly do. That is, it's quite local to me. That is Battle Road.
Trying to think where that is.
Completely off my patch.
Yeah.
too far south for me.
Yeah, Battle Road's on the line between Battle and Robertsbridge.
Yeah.
Google it if you're not too sure.
Yeah.
Is that Oh, is that the one, the really sharp corner that if you go too quickly in a car, you take off?
Yeah, it's on a steep hill. The road's on a steep hill, and they've just flattened the road for the crossing.
Yeah.
So you sort of yeah, it's quite an interesting one. That it used to be AHB, and it was a bit weird because it was an AHB that was interlocked with the signalling, which is quite a rare thing, I believe. But it's full barrier CCTV now. I got another one here. Was that the one we just seen? No, same crossing but different incident. She looks around at the lights. Someone's got an AWS going off.
Yeah.
That'll be me.
Yeah, Koso Will says he's that battle. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a daily occurrence for me, this video, dog walkers, because I'm going to end up giving away where I work. It's fine. It's Puxton. It's Puxton between Bristol and Taunton. I can't tell half the story, but it's in the middle of a village outside Weston-super-Mare, and people go on a dog walking route, and it's daily. It's every day. Someone decides that they're going to just keep walking their dog, because our crossing's a bit unique at Puxton. It doesn't actually have any of the warbles because it's in a residential area. The lights just come on, and they just go down. There's no noise. So, like you're saying, with people in headphones, then it's a daily occurrence. People just don't see the lights and just keep walking across the crossing. It's like, oh, brilliant! And there's a fast one coming. Great. You're going to end up with the panel on the phone and complaining at me any moment now.
It is crazy. There's a crossing near me at a place called Polegate High Street. Luke, you probably know Polegate High Street, Matthew. Yeah. And they used to have a signal box there, and it's Beaver Reed Signals. It's recently gone over to CCTV. And there's a lot of old people. There's quite a lot of elderly population in that area, and they obviously don't hear it, don't see it. And there's been a few of them have actually been trapped on the crossing.
Yeah, there's a care home opposite.
Oh,
there's a care home just opposite the station on platform 1 down the Black Path.
I know they were talking about putting like flashing lights actually in the pavement because they said people are not looking up; they're looking at the floor. So sort of just something to get people's attention.
Well, they've put one sort of head height now. They've got a little flashing red person, sort of head height.
They're becoming quite common. I've seen a few crossings with those now.
Yeah. But no, it seems to be a lot more people are getting caught in it now.
So I've got another.
Same at Worthing, mate, isn't it?
I believe this footage is from a 395. And again, it's just the same sort of near misses on the crossing. Well, that was October 2020, that one.
So not that long ago then.
I've seen quite a lot of misuse at Hamsey off area.
I get Hamsey's a route I sign AHB crossing. I've not had any misuse.
The Hamsey one doesn't appear to go down quick enough with some services.
I'm just trying to think. I believe I signed this, and this is so terrible, but I believe it's 90 through there.
It is.
I do sign the from it, but driving freight trains, we never do more than 60. So.
Well, I was seeing a freight train there, and it was on the bend, and a car went literally zigzagged over the crossing just as the freight train was coming around the bend.
Wow.
And the freight was doing a full chat.
It's just, I mean, what the answer obviously is to go to full barrier to stop that happening, but I suppose a lot of cost involved with that. And then the barriers are good.
Another thing that I don't think people realise with full barriers also is the additional workload to signallers that adding the CCTV does add.
Yeah, because Lewis signal box used to control Hamsey and Cooksbridge. And so you'd sort of have the little indicators, and so you could see if someone was driving across it when the barriers were down somehow.
So now on a lot of them, I think Hamsey, but a lot on the East Coast, they fitted permanent CCTV cameras for the not for the operation of the crossing, but to catch drivers out.
The massive yellow ones.
I know there was an incident on the East Coast Main Line today between Doncaster and Retford concerning a level crossing. I'm not sure what happened actually, but there's something going on this morning.
All right, I didn't see anything about that.
Yeah,
but
it was all over Twitter on ANR's Twitter page saying about restrictions on the trains and trains being cancelled, which is understandable.
What's going off topic a little bit, Jack? You're up that way. What's going on with the freight train at Sheffield? Is that all back on the track?
Yeah, I think it's all coming back to normal now.
Yeah. What were the initial findings from that? Has anything been said officially?
I haven't heard anything official from Network Rail yet, but I've got a feeling it might be points related.
Yeah,
because it's quite a busy section of track. That section is.
It was a low speed as well, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, low speed. I think.
Yeah.
All I do know is it caused chaos on my local line.
Isn't there a loco spur where it was as well?
Might be. I don't know actually.
Because on Open Train Times it shows there being sort of a loco spur just over where it was on top of.
Yeah, there was because it was because I saw that when I went up in August. There was a loco spur there.
Fantastic.
I have heard something about it, but I can't say because work. I do apologise.
That's all right.
Oh, the chat has got an answer.
The chat has got an answer.
Yeah. Do not travel notice because of something happened on a crossing near Retford.
Not sure which one it was or how. Okay. No trains involved. No trains involved in the incident today. That's interesting.
So that could be anything then.
That could be the barrier, the equipment just failing. I've had that before where we ended up completely destroying the morning rush hour because Hewish Crossing just didn't want to go down, and the only person available to take on crossing attendant was the mom who was at Chip in Salisbury. So it was an hour and a bit wait for him to drive down to take on the crossing to local control. So you can't really run, I think, until you've got local control there. You can run in the up because the signal's close enough. You can treat it as a stop and whistle, but you can't do anything in the down. And everything in the morning is in the down because it's all empty stock.
I had best example of crossing misuse was actually by me driving a train. I was in a T3 possession, so basically all signalling suspended. And the rules for level crossings, you can go up to the crossing, but you can't actually go across it without being flagged. So you can literally stop like 2 foot away from the crossing. And I'd been instructed somewhere on the Southwest Main Line to pull up to a particular level crossing, and in a residential area. And I stopped about 10 foot off the edge of the crossing, and I was literally stopped there all day because they'd finished with the train. And the amount of people kind of coming up to the crossing, looking at the train, and then there was a bridge there as well. Most of them just decided to walk over the bridge, even though the crossing was open. It was brilliant. And,
one way to deter people from abusing it.
Sorry?
One way to deter people from using it, I guess.
Yes, yeah. It was in quite a posh area in West London, so they were probably grateful that the road was open. I had no traffic jams anyway. So, but yeah. I think I've played all the clips that I've got here. There's one actually. I've got so many level crossing instruction. I've labelled this as, which come out from Network Rail a couple of days ago. It's got some audio on it as well.
Not seen this.
Hello, you alright?
Oh, we're just watching a clip on YouTube. I'll be with you in a second.
That's fine, mate.
Yeah, so there we go. Do we think it's terrible that Network Rail have got to put videos out telling people how to use level crossings?
I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I think it's a good idea actually. 'Cause then yeah, I think it's a good idea. And then it shows people what to do, and they can't argue when they break the rules.
Yeah, I mean it's just not complicated though. Do you think it's just people being impatient sometimes, or?
Yeah. I know a good level crossing that quite interesting in the north. It's in Lincoln. The railway line literally cuts the town in half, and there's a level crossing, but there's also a bridge for the pedestrians to walk across as well.
Okay.
The amount of people that wait there for a train to go when they can go across the bridge and it's quicker, and then the train go.
There's I'll actually bring Josh has just entered the call. He's down in he's probably at Shawford Station as we speak. I wouldn't mind betting. Are you at Shawford, Josh?
Yeah, I am at Shawford.
There we go. Live train spotting. Of course, he's just come back from work, so he's got a legitimate reason for being on the station. We won't go there. But yeah, you've got a couple of crossings down your way, Josh. There's one at Chandler's Ford, isn't there?
Yes, we do. We've got Chandler's Ford, and there's one at Worthing Junction area by Basingstoke and Mitchell.
Yeah, the one at Worthing Junction. I don't know if you know that area, guys. That's quite a strange one because the crossing's actually on the track's on two levels. You've got the down line's on the lower level, the up line's on a higher level, and then you kind of get the crossing goes across the down line. Then you've got some steps in the 6 foot up to another crossing that goes across the other line. And you get a lot of train spotters standing in the middle with cameras, which is a bit. I mean, technically, yeah.
Just come on. That just upsets me.
And you've got down your way as well, Josh. You've got Mount Pleasant, haven't you, at Southampton, which is a
yes, yeah,
6 tracks or something across there.
6, yeah, and there's one at Redbridge as well.
Yeah. Have you seen much misuse of that crossing?
It's not really, no.
Not too bad.
Nah, it's not really no hassle down there. Nah.
So what we got in the chat? Jonathan Law, I don't like the bridge in Lincoln, especially if on my bicycle carrying shopping. Yeah. See, there you go. That's the reason.
That's a good point.
Paul High Street's got a dodgy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see a lot of people sort of running last minute as the barriers are coming down.
Yeah, that must, as a signaller, when you see that, Alice, that must really wind you up when people just run across.
Yeah, well, the people don't really, well, apart from when they're really slow, don't really be the problem. It's the cars that annoy me the most, especially when the barriers have started, because I don't want to break the barriers. I may have a reputation of being the one that's on duty the last few months when it's always broken the equipment. I don't want to be the one on duty when someone drives through the barriers, because I don't want to make that phone call to the panel.
Yeah.
It is just, it's a mixture of frustrating in a way that you just want to let out a sigh in many words that you're not allowed to say. It's just so painful, like, especially when you've got a busy time and you've got a couple trains around and it's busier than it normally is. And you're like, well, you'll be really polite and it's like, well, I've got 2 minutes, I can quickly put the barriers up before the next one. He's not stopped in the station yet. And then you get them up, clear everything, start lowering them again. And someone comes out of nowhere really quick and comes over and like, great. So that, like, there we go. Now the train, I have just delayed the train because of you. Thank you very much.
Ben Laws is up in Newcastle. We have a few AOCLs, so no barriers. The trains are always just leaving or entering in the station, so going slow. Yeah, AOCLs are interesting, and ABCLs definitely. I think I should know this as a freight train driver. With an AOCL, if it's failed, or an ABCL, with a passenger train at night, you're allowed to pass it with the barriers in the up position, but with a freight train, you can't. It's to do with like lighting on the train and stuff like that. It's a bit of a weird one.
I don't know, they're not mine. I should check the rule book. It's in front of me, but it's not mine. I didn't need to worry about the 2 little crossings.
That's dedication, isn't it? Rule book in front of you.
It lives on the desk. To be fair, I've got one at work and one at home for some reason.
So one question you might be able to answer actually, Alistair, if you've got like emergency vehicles waiting at the crossing, do you make an active effort to try and get them up a bit quicker, or is it like just trying to come first 100%?
Well, the box instructions and rule book says to say that the trains come first, because the whole point of crossing keeper is the safe and timely running of trains over the crossing. I've dropped barriers because you can't really see the road coming at the one outside. I've dropped barriers for things on blue lights because mostly for fast cross countries, because you've got no choice. We try and get them over as quick as possible, but the real complicated one, and it's mentioned in our special box instructions, is the other crossing, the CCTV one, the single access crossing. So it's the only road to, I think, 4 houses, a farm, and a self-storage place. There's a special set of instructions about what we can actually do if they fail to do with emergency services. So we're not allowed to say if the red lights fail, we're not allowed to just put the barriers down and leave them, because that blocks the emergency services. So we have to keep it open to road traffic in that very small circumstance. But we try our best, but at the end of the day, our job is to run the trains.
You've probably got
go on.
You have very much a thankless job there, don't you?
There's been days where, because you are right by the crossing, that I have bolted the door during the day because I'm worried that people are going to come in and lynch me.
Oh, is it that bad?
Because we've had a train fail in the station just after the crossing. This was a couple of weeks ago. It decided that its engine on one of the units didn't want to run anymore, and it transferred the fault over onto the other unit. So we had to wait for a unit coming up from Poulton to go on the front to rescue it. But that meant by the time that happened, that took nearly 3 hours. We had, 6 or 7 trains signaling the signal behind it. I was like, well, I'm going to have to keep the barriers down for a minute or two here to get these. It's like, well, I've got 4 fast trains that they've now decided they're going to run fast, not going to Western. So I'm going to have to run them before I've got a local one that I might consider afterwards putting the barriers up. You're getting car horns every couple of minutes, and I was like, I'm gonna lock the door. I don't really want anyone coming in here because I'm dealing with quite a lot of issues right now. But,
are you pulling the road off on the control crossings as well, or is that?
So the way it works is we've got the crossings. And so its line is controlled by Bristol, the remains of Bristol Power, Bristol ADES. And so all the signals in that area are prefixed with Bravo, except for our ones, which are Bravo Papa, which means we work the signals. So we have slots onto automatic signals. They sit at danger until we lower, click the crossing clear button, and then actually physically clear the signals.
Right, that makes sense, yeah.
So we've got 4 signals, 2 on the up, 2 on the down, 1 for each crossing. So we physically work the signals there.
So you're still giving the release then, as it were.
Yeah. So we release the slot onto an automatic signal, so it will just clear as soon as we do it. But they're not plated as automatic. It's very strange. It's all 1970s and a bit backwards, which is why it hasn't been shut and moved into the panel. Because it also straddles 2 interlocking areas. So the one that's actually at the signal box is in the interlocking relay room in Weston-super-Mare. The other one's at Yatton, which is why it hasn't been shut, because you'd have to change 2 interlocking rooms, and that's quite complicated. 1 is manageable, 2 is just too much.
Yeah, so it'd be a major thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just want to give a shout out to the new model bus 05 who's asked for a shout out, and Sim Model Trains is just saying the crossing misuse is just utter complacency.
Yeah.
Can't we just put a sign at the level crossings?
Say again?
Can't we just put a sign at the level crossings that says trespassers will be killed, whether it's by the train or a person with a gun? Stop the problem.
No,
all the way.
please.
Nobody will do it again.
You saying signalmen should have tasers or something like that?
Yeah,
I
no one
wouldn't
will
trust
ever
myself
trespass
with the
again.
taser.
No, I wouldn't like someone to come and get me with a taser.
I'd taser myself some of the stuff when it breaks.
But
I don't feel like dealing with this.
I mean, I guess it'd be effective
you
though.
guys are under.
Nobody would jump the barriers again.
No.
So I've got a actually my most popular video on YouTube is one where I was explaining why level crossing barriers go down so long before the train gets there. Just saying, you know, you got to signal 3 sections back so the driver's got greens, and that's done quite well. I feel like I'm ignoring you, Josh, because I know you've come in especially for the call. You spotting at Shawford? What are you waiting for?
Oh no, I've just come out for a bit of my exercise for a bit.
Oh, so you're doing your forest walk then?
I'm just coming out for a bit. I thought I'd join the call and listen to everyone's opinions and thoughts on things.
Do you have any opinions on crossing misuse? Do you think we should give crossing keepers tasers?
Oh, it'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? But they actually might listen.
I mean, the only one I've had, which was down at Southampton, the lorry driver said he didn't see the lights flashing, and there was sunlight on them. So yeah, but I think most of the time, then just complacency, isn't it?
It is just complacency, but it is annoying because I know that there's someone local who walks their dogs who do just ignore the lights every single day. They do it. If they time it with a train, it's just frustrating.
I didn't mention this, but I saw a video on there's like Top Gear on level crossings misuse.
Oh yeah, the one with Jeremy Clarkson.
Yes.
Yeah, was it? If you're going to make sure you've got a hard hat and a high vis or something.
Puts another hard hat on there.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for a hard hat that actually fits my head to be delivered to the signal box, because when our barriers fail locally, we go out and work it. Half the PPE we've got for us to use in emergency doesn't fit me, which is really annoying. It's all too small.
We've got a crossing near us called Medhurst Row on the Red Hill line, and it's a miniature red and green crossing, and they lowered the line speed to 40 mile an hour across it, just because there was so much misuse on the crossing. It's 85 all the way across the throughout the route, and you get to that one section, you got a 40 mile an hour restriction. And when you're driving a heavy freight train, it's a nightmare.
Oh, no.
Then they go and fit TPWS overspeed loops to it, and you get loads of blokes triggering the overspeed loops, and it's literally just there because someone couldn't shut the gates on the crossing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see in the chat there, sim model trains. What happens if the signalman is on his own and he has a heart attack or some sort of medical emergency?
Right. This is in the rule book. This is in the back end. This is somewhere in G1. So basically, if one of our guys died in the box or had a heart attack, the barriers wouldn't go down. The signals would stay at red. So the signaler would end up sending a train there. It would get to the first signal. He's got an indication on the panel to show him when the barriers are actually lowered, but nothing to do with the signals. So we'd see it sitting there. He'd get the call from the driver, and after he's got the call from the driver, he'd ring us, because we got a direct line that goes straight through the phone from the panel. And if he couldn't get an answer after that, he would try again. He would then try the landline, which at the moment is pointless because it doesn't work. And the emergency mobile we've got happens to be in an area where there's no signal. So the only way to contact us is through the panel. If they can't get us on any of those lines, they inform control. Control will then arrange to send the mom down to investigate, or if the driver's close enough, because some of the signals really aren't. I think the down direction one's quite close at Puxton. They might instruct the driver, because obviously they'll block the line at Bristol's protected signals, even though nothing will come, because obviously the signals and crossings can't work. They'll instruct the driver to go to the box and see how they are. And then emergency services are called. And the moms will already be on the way. Yeah, the moms are already on their way. And all of our moms, which are the Bristol Parkway moms, they all sign Parkston. So if something happens, they can work the box. So they would take on duty then. And then there would be many paperwork to be filled in well along.
So everything's designed to fail safe, isn't it?
Yeah, so all that'll happen will the train will either stop at Bravo Papa 103 or Bravo Papa 100 at Hewish. And they'll call the signal and then they'll try and see if we've died or not, or has happened with other people in the past, have been in the toilet or claimed to have been in the toilet or fallen asleep on the floor. And the train just, like, I can't sleep on night shift, I just can't, and you're not meant to anyway. But no, there's stories in well before my time of people asleep on the floor in the box. First train rocks up to the signal, and they've been woken, and it's taken them 3 or 4 phone calls to wake them up before the train can go on. And it's like, good God, guys, at least set an alarm.
Yeah, I when I was working on the platform at Hastings Station, our job on night duty used to have to open up the station at 5 a.m. About 4:55. First train was 5:07. And me and my colleague fell asleep one night and forgot to open the station, and the first train went with nobody on it. I don't work for that company anymore, so I can tell you that story.
At least the driver got an easy shift.
Brilliant. So, right, moving on. I've got a bit of a quiz, which is 8 questions. Should have been 10, but didn't have time to do 10. And I struggled to think of 8. So, say again.
Is this a good time to mention that the last quiz I did, I got disqualified for cheating?
It's all for the fun of it, but don't go running to Google, please.
I'm not going to say where it was.
Ready to tell the entire thing.
Oh, cancel it.
Quickly.
You get 2.7 seconds on the old one, and I think on the new TPWS Mark IVs you get something like 1.8 seconds to cancel it, and it always goes off when you're getting your sandwiches out your bag. So, right. Quiz. There we go. And I've got the chat on the screen. Hopefully. Right.
Someone's out.
Can you all see
this quiz?
I can't see anything. I can only see this.
That's because you can't see the stream, can you, Josh?
No.
Because you're on your phone. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The quiz is only in the stream. It's not on the Zoom call. So
I'll happily listen anyway.
Right. I'll read.
I have to use Google for this. I can just look in the rule book.
Cheater.
That's when you're going to find out all my answers are wrong. There's some general knowledge ones in there. There's some rules ones.
I can't honestly find it.
So, right, first question. What is the maximum speed a Class 8 train is permitted to travel at?
I found its bell code, if that helps anyone. Which is 32.
You don't often find a Class 8. Anyone in the chat, what is the maximum speed a Class 8 train is permitted to travel at? I'll give you a few seconds to type your answer.
I know it's not
no Google. That's why no one's typed anything. They're all on Google.
Yeah.
It's in train working 1, not TS1.
TW1.
Yeah. Not TS1.
I just thought I could cheat and just load up the Class 8 in Train Sim and just have a look at the maximum permitted speed in the cab.
That's not accurate, mate.
I'm guessing 75 miles an hour.
That's what I was thinking.
No, did you say 75 is Class 4?
Class 4.
Either my chat.
100.
Right, so Ray thinks it's 30. Ken Fresh up at 30. Right, I'll reveal.
30 or 25, in my opinion. I can't find it.
Yeah, it's answer 35 mile an hour. Class 8 is 35 miles an hour. Yeah, 75 is Class 4. 60 is Class 6. 45 is Class 7. We do some Class 7s from Who Junction to Eastleigh at 45 mile an hour, the way it's painful.
Well, yeah, it's old-fashioned Class 9, pre-Eurostar and priority passenger that's 25. That's fully loose-fitted, which was removed at some point at the end of the 80s.
Down in our way, the Thameslink services all run Class 9.
Yeah, they removed it, and then in the early thousands, Railtrack reused Class 9 along with Eurostar for priority passenger stock. That's what it's officially classed in the rulebook. Whether they got two separate bell codes, because Eurostar has its own bell code for some reason.
Be interesting when Thameslink expand to Ashford.
I don't know, because as long as they don't use India or Oscar, then they're fine, because that's all the head codes that Eurostar use. Because on the French train describers, they use, I think it's 6 or 7 numbers, and they're all the Eurostars are either 9-1 if they're going to Paris or 9-0 if they're going to Brussels, or it might be the other way around. So all with the full character train describers that we use, they just use the next 2 letters instead of their 4 individual numbers, and then change the 0 to an Oscar and a 1 to an India. That's all they do, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't think you see Eurostar on the UK panel now, though, will you? Well, you will at Ashford, but I don't think certainly not bell codes for Eurostar anymore.
Yeah, it's still in the rule book. I'm trying to find it again. I know it's here somewhere. No, there we go. No. Yep. Class 9, 373, 144. Class 9, empty coaching. Oh, no, God knows. Yeah, it's either 141, which used to be 114, used to be perhaps passenger or something. I'm not a signal, I don't do AB.
Too complicated.
Right, so we got a nice, easy question. Everyone's got this. What colour is the Victoria line shown as on London Underground maps?
Purple. I meant blue.
Yeah, it's the light blue.
Hashtag purple trains.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm from the West Country. What is this underground you talk about?
It's a mine. It's definitely a mine.
It is light blue.
Sounds about
Chris
right.
Hoggett just said that. Chris Hoggett said, I've got a licence for Belgium, Netherlands and Germany, but my knowledge of UK regs is limited. We need to get you in the stream, Chris, because that'd be fascinating. Find out.
Yes. Yes, please. I would even want to just talk to you.
Right, let's have another question. There we go. Answer light blue. Everyone's got that. Who's got the telly on? Here's a good one. Question 3. What locomotive, Josh should get this, what locomotive holds the record for pulling the heaviest freight train in the UK at 11,982 tonnes?
59001.
Who said that?
Me, 59001.
Are you sure about that?
I think so.
Is that your final answer?
Pretty sure it's 001.
You should get this, Josh.
I'd imagine it'd be a shed.
59.
It is a 59.
I would have thought it would have been a 70.
I'm trying to think now.
Ooh.
One of the limited
The locomotive in question has a plaque on it.
And on the train, unless you're exempt.
Wash your hands before and after. Let's the announcement go away.
Yeah, I know it's one of the 59s because it's 7 Alpha 0. It ran as 7 Alpha 09, and that map still exists, which is the one that butchers all the rush hour on the West Region in the Culling every day that it runs late.
Well, according to Google and my research, it is 59005.
Oh, 005. I thought it was number 3.
That's what Google tells me.
They're all the same.
I'll ask Alexa. She knows everything. Yeah, loads of people in the chat saying Dean Abraham, 66. A 66 will struggle to pull the skin off your rice pudding. Honestly. Class 60, yeah, that would have been a good bet. Class 60s are pretty good. Don't get many down this way, but yeah. You must get a lot of those down your way, Alistair, actually, 60s down in West Country.
The only working in the rest, so there's a couple that come out of Wales, the Feel, and one of the other ones is 60. But I kid you not, there's no freight on our line except for like the only regular thing is a cement train from Aberthaw to Lost Yard or Lost Withy, or one of the ones in the first mechanical box in Cornwall, the Lou branch. Well, that goes down on a Wednesday morning, then comes back Thursday afternoon empty. Every Friday morning, which I had the pleasure of running 3 hours early this morning at 2 o'clock, we get a Best Dr. Fairwater full of new sleepers for the high output ballast train. That regularly goes back on a Monday morning as well, depending on after possessions, or even a Tuesday morning. And then we occasionally get a Best Dr. St. Blasey and vice versa, and that's all we get. We're on most of the freight in the Western region revolves around Westbury, which isn't our line.
Yeah, I interface with Westbury stuff at Eastleigh, but that's about it. So Chris Hoggett actually says that he would like to join in the chat someday and share his knowledge of continental rail operations. Chris,
wants to know where I see he wants to know where a UK rulebook is. If you go to the Rail Safety Standards Board website, you can register and it's perfectly free. You can access all of the modules and all of the forms to look through. Recommendation is to find the matrix spreadsheet first, because even I don't know half the modules that I meant to know. I don't know where they are. I just need to know G1, TS1, and TS9. That's all I worry about. But yet they gave me a load of other stuff.
Yeah, RSSB.
Yeah.
RSSB is the place to go for rulebook, definitely. Yeah, like you say, completely free. Or keep an eye on this channel, because I'm going to be doing a rules-based video series. I've been promising that for about 5 years, but I will do it. I promise. from a driver's perspective. 5 years later, yeah. That's good for the railway.
5 years later.
Right.
I'll do it honestly. 5 years later.
That's still not as late as
yeah,
come on.
Right.
Question 4. In railway slang, a tic-tac level crossing refers to what type of level crossing?
Horrible things that should be got rid of.
It's obstacle detection, isn't it? With the little...
Yeah.
We'll go in obstacle detection.
No idea.
Yeah,
because
my local level crossings are tic-tac.
Or TS9 Regulation 7. That's what they refer to.
Is it an MCBOD or something officially?
Oh, they're just ODs.
Yeah.
They're just ODs in the rule book. They all come under Regulation 7, which apparently what we were going to get replaced with, until they realise that they don't like people sometimes.
Yeah, and people get trapped inside them and then panic.
I don't like them. You know, we got the corner pillar in our signal box, which is bad enough for blocking the view of the level crossing, let alone any radar stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't like them.
Yeah, so...
Plus the fact they do me out of a job.
Right, we're on to question 5. I've got quite an interesting theme park, so I like roller coasters, so this is one for Jack, actually, up north. What UK theme park has a mainline station named after it?
Blackpool Pleasure Beach.
Oh, Carl. Oh, no, it's just far too easy.
Here's a question for you.
Oh, God.
What, you know, Blackpool Tramway goes right past the Pleasure Beach.
Yeah.
The tram stop for the Pleasure Beach is actually not nearer to the Pleasure Beach. It's actually stopped a bit closer to it.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Burlington Road West. That's slightly closer to the Pleasure Beach, usually back way in, actually.
There you go. A little bit of local knowledge.
Even
the new model bus.
Yeah, I only found that back in February.
Thorpe Park.
Thorpe Park. Right. I was waiting for the chat to catch up because we're like miles ahead of them.
Yeah.
Chessington would also be one.
Do you know what? I didn't actually think about that, but you're right, because there's Chessington North and Chessington South, isn't there?
Yeah, so Chessington would be one as well.
But then I would say
Chessington World of Adventures, not a station.
Yeah.
But
you know, you've got to get into the technicalities. That's the whole point of
the one at Blackpool is quite interesting because it's single track, but it only has an hourly service.
It used to come from Colne via Burnley Central.
Yeah, I think it does. It does a Blackpool South to Preston, Preston to Colne, Colne to Preston, Preston to Oxham Home, Battersea Preston, Blackpool South. Don't ask me how I know that.
I was lucky enough to live in Burnley for 6 months, so I travelled. Normally a pacer, love a pacer, can't beat a pacer. Much.
They've got tons at Eastleigh for you then.
Yeah.
I'm going to Eastleigh this week.
One of my favourite delays I had from York into Blackpool train, 40 minutes late. They ran it fast from Bradford, straight through to Preston. Thank you.
Lovely.
I don't know what I'm doing this week. I need to
195
check your roster.
as well.
So this one you'll have to Google. What English station has the highest elevation above sea level?
Is it
Correct.
the one on Settle
Correct.
Carlisle?
Correct, that's the one.
Correct.
The question is what English station?
Oh,
Settle. Oh.
Well, yeah,
Because
because
you see, I knew that
the
too easy.
lowest one above sea level, lowest one below sea level, or something like that.
Highest.
I think it's
Yeah.
going to be Dent on the Sutton Carlisle line.
What are you saying, Jack?
I don't know.
I'm saying Dent on the Sutton Carlisle line.
Have we
It's going
got
to be like Ribblehead or something.
anyone in the chat?
Sway.
Yeah, 12 Crapello says Dent. The new model bus says Swale. Yeah, let's put the answer up because I think it was Dent. I can't remember though.
Thank God.
Wait,
Makes
Dent.
sense. The summit on, as I say,
1,150 meter. I assume it's meters or feet above mean sea level.
I think it's
I imagine that's fit.
Yeah, you're probably right. Actually,
What am I doing this week?
I went through Dent back in February before the lockdown, actually.
I've never been along the Settle and Carlisle. Well, actually, I don't know if you remember when Train Sim originally came out in like 2000s or the 90s, but the line on it was the Settle and Carlisle line.
Yeah.
And it's the only time I've been along it is on Train Sim back in like the original Sim.
I've done it once.
It's like quite a steep line.
What am I doing
Yeah,
this week? Ooh.
I've done it with A158, actually.
So last
Yes, Thursday, Sunday dates. Excellent. Sorry.
2 more questions. Oh, see, this is a southern question again.
Oh, here we go again, picking on me.
I'll have to get some people to send questions in. How many stations name London Road?
Too many.
A lot.
Too many.
London Road.
Probably
As much
station.
as Piccadilly used to be called London Road.
So without anything included in the name, literally just the station's London Road.
Well, does it count if it's got its name in brackets?
If it's got his name in brackets, that's fine.
Because obviously, like
Yeah,
London
I can
Road,
only think of
Brighton.
Yeah, I can
That
only
would
think of Brighton and
Station
Guildford.
name is London Road.
Well, I got the answer to this by typing into National Rail Inquiries and see how many London roads it come up with. But
I'd imagine
of course, I know you're
3, 4.
Well, I thought that. We got a few in the chat saying 5, 4, 12. I thought it was quite a few, but actually, when I researched it, it come up with 2, which is Brighton and Guildford.
What a guess!
Train Sim helps me win again.
So, right, final question. What EMU shares its body shell with a Class 170 DMU?
I should know this.
Wait, what was the question? I was distracted. What?
What EMU shares its body shell with a Class 170 DMU?
Oh, the 357.
Oh,
171.
The 357.
it's the ones that run out of Liverpool Street.
Is it
That's all I know.
You
3
mean the ones that
something.
run out of Fenchurch Street?
Yeah, that's the one. Same difference as Eastern.
The
Well,
357.
they run out of Liverpool Street at peak hours anyway.
I don't know. I got the AC and DC rule book, but I don't have any wires
The
outside my
357.
place. It's not important.
Who runs that line now out of Fenchurch Street? See, this is how out of touch I am.
It is
Is it
still
still
C2C.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they're the higher performing tops. They just keep getting renewed.
Is that National Express that own them?
No, I think they're separate. I think they're owned by a bank. I'm not sure.
Hang on, I'll Google it.
Yeah, that's something worth checking. I call them
I know
out.
they used to be National Express.
Since starting work, I've fallen out of touch with everything because it's just been learn the rules, learn the rules, learn the box, learn the box, learn the box. Do the job, do the job, do the job. Cover night shifts. Cover night shifts.
How long have you been on the road?
It's an Italian company.
Or is that someone?
Italian,
I started on the 1st of September. I passed out the second week of October, and I've been on my own for 5 weeks, I think.
Oh wow!
5 or 6 weeks, yeah. Yeah, well,
so you should know all the rules at the moment.
Yeah. Although my rule book came the day before I passed out because they were waiting for the all of the December 5th revisions to come before they HR would even issue me a copy, which was not fun.
Do you have a physical rule book? Because we have ours issued on iPad.
My physical, right here. Wow. And it's twice the size it needs to be.
So you have the joys of cutting out the amendments and sticking them in.
No, we don't cut out. We get these lovely things. We get A5 booklets with the ring holes in. We just take them out. So the back half of that book is the December 5th amendment. So when it comes to December the 4th, I would just take out the replace the modules and chuck the old ones in the recycling because you don't need them. So we get issued them in. They come in little A5 cardboard packets, and you just switch them out.
Yeah, we have a rule book on the miniature railway up at the railway museum.
So I have that, and then I also have the red folder of death, which contains our training stuff. That's not relevant. The
new model Bus 05. Yes, finally got one right.
Which contains this fine document, which is the special box instructions, which tell us how to actually work the box, which is in a way more important than the rule book, because sometimes the rule book, like locations, are more ambiguous than the rule book allows, so they have to write down even more rules so that you can understand how to actually work the box.
Yeah, because with train operators, you have the rule book, and then you have like the train operating the company's manual, which is like you've got the rule book, which is the rules, and the operating manual is like how we're going to interpret the rules, and everyone interprets them differently. Chris says for our rule book, they just gave up on replacing pages. They get a reprint every year on iPad. Yeah, we're on iPads.
Yeah, we for some reason still have to keep it on paper.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Well, it's not really, because I find it much easier just to flick through and go, right, I need this module, and I know it's this page, and you can just flick straight through it. And you're not relying you're not relying on all my iPads run out of battery right as this emergency's happened, and I want to double check the rule book because I'm querying what I'm being told. There's several copies in the signal box anyway. I know a couple of people keep theirs in there and say, yeah, if you've forgotten yours, just grab mine. The special box instructions are in their own folder, even though we've got our own personal copy that we can just grab and look at.
So it's really good that signalers know all the rules, because as a driver, you know, all you ever get told is work under signalers' instructions. Follow signalers' instructions. As long as that's what we're doing, we're fine.
See, I've only got two of the signalling, because it's almost two separate rule books, because you've got all the like the TPWS handbook, the GSMR handbook, all of that stuff, G1, TW, all of that stuff. And then you've got, I think it's 10 modules that are TS, train signalling. I've only got two of them, which is TS1, general instructions to signalling, and TS9, which is level crossings. But my brother's a full-on signaller, and his rule book is twice the size of what mine is. Mine, like I said, is bigger because I got all the amendments in it, so I don't lose them.
Ken Frashlover says, important note for anyone trying to gain access to RSSB rulebook. When signing up, you have to say what TOC or FOC you work for. I wasn't aware of that myself. Whether they're checking or not, I don't know. I can't tell you to make something up, but, you know.
Right.
I doubt it's being checked. So the rule book was always public domain, so you always used to be able to access it.
In less parts of it on the Network Rail website, you can access the working timetable on Network Rail's website.
The
So it could be
sectional
on there.
appendix. Our sectional appendix is still dated 2007 in the signal box. It's still got old Reading, old Paddington. It's because the 2 pages for 30-hour box are still in date. Nothing's changed. They've never bothered giving us new ones.
Yes, someone's just said on the live chat the new tube trains have arrived on the Isle of Wight.
Yes, I was hoping to get some footage, the picture of that earlier, but I didn't want to nick it off the. Was it White Link posted it? I didn't want to nick it off their feed.
Yeah. I did see Transport for Wales's one when I was in Telford a couple of weeks ago, and they looked all right. They were up in Wrexham.
Well, one of the new tube trains, I won't say which siding it is, but it's in one of the sidings on the Isle of Wight at a station beginning with S.
Yes, I think I know which one you're on about.
And down.
It's. Am I right in saying it's converted D stock, isn't it? It's the old district lines.
Yeah.
It's
Viva Rail conversions.
Are they bimodal as well? I don't suppose they need to be, do they, on the Isle? Because it's all.
It's just third rail.
It's third rail, but they can be fitted with diesel because the Coventry and Nuneaton shuttle they were travelling Coventry and Nuneaton shuttles, and I seem to remember they blew up every other day.
Yeah,
running them in.
A lot of fires, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Talking of fires,
something passed on fire.
A Southern 313 gave up at Worthing today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Caught fire. That was lovely.
Yeah, it's going to take more than that to get rid of them.
We used to refer to them as clockwork trains.
I know it's like the will be here after us.
I was quite surprised the 201 working today, to be honest, on the Sleaford branch.
Oh my gosh, they let it out the depot for once.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't blow up or catch fire like it did last time.
Well, I mean, that unit seems to spend more time on shed than it does elsewhere.
It spends more time in Lovers Walk than it does actually work in the Sleaford line.
201's the one they painted in BR colours.
Yeah, the unreliable one.
Going up to the National Collection.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
It never works, though. I'm very ready.
But just think, the 313 will still be here in a very long time, even after they're scrapped. Because if I'm right, the Southeastern 508 are still sitting down the back of Eastleigh.
Josh would know that, but he's disappeared.
What 508 barrier wagons now?
I was going to say most of them converted to barriers, haven't they?
Which were you talking about, mate?
508.
Southeastern 508.
Yeah,
all this fun stuff that you get to see go past.
Barriers.
Yeah, there's none down in Eastleigh now.
There was a picture that emerged a couple of weeks back of one of them down the back in one of the back sidings.
I'm trying to think what interesting stuff actually goes past my place because it's actually quite boring. If you want to bigger trains, but you get the short set HSTs on Taunton or West Country Cardiff, and that's basically it. It's majorly interesting. The cement always produces a 70.
Near me, I live not far from a place called Doncaster.
So I'm going to switch over to chat topic 2 on here because I promised everyone we would, so we better do it. COVID and the railway. Was it you, Matthew, that suggested this topic?
Wasn't me.
No, that was me.
Who said that?
It was me.
Who said it was me? Luke.
Riley.
Oh, sorry, Riley. Yeah, COVID and the railway. Don't incriminate yourself, please. But I've
let's
seen
keep quiet with this
people
one.
out in this lockdown that probably shouldn't be. I think everyone's just got fed up now, haven't they?
Yeah.
I feel quite lucky because I've just got to keep on doing my shifts. I've got no option. Just got to keep going. So I'm either at work, asleep, or going to Sainsbury's to get more food. That's it, which is annoying because we're going to be one short week after next because the person who trains me is covering an admin job for all of December. So lots of overtime.
I think I'm quite. It's quite nice being a. Sorry, someone else talking.
Most lockdown, I was just watching the GBRF route loading sessions down to New Haven.
Listen to the wheel flat on this. It's got a bad wheel flat on this.
What do we got? Live spotting. No sound.
If you want wheel flats, every tamper and track machine that goes past this place, you can hear the
It's not healthy.
train coming.
It's that time of year, though, isn't it? It's that time of year.
Well, where I live, I can hear the trains coming up the bank, and it's about 3 miles from where I live. The railway line is slight problem. It's 170, so I can hear them at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Anyway, guys, I'll join back in another 20 minutes. That's okay, because Mum's on her way to come and get me now.
Yeah, I think we'll probably wrap it up in about 15-20 minutes, Josh. Anyway,
that's fine. Everyone stay safe. And
it ended up going on like for 2.5, 3 hours last time, so
2.5
which is all right.
2.5 hours. I remember it quite well.
Take it easy, guys. I'll see you soon.
Yeah. Appreciate it, Josh.
See you soon. Bye.
So, talking about level crossings and COVID, I'll put a video up in the stream again that Network Rail have put out because Network Rail Media Centre is actually a treasure trove for resources and stuff. It'll be.
I think it's got a bit of sound like Handy.
Well, I know I haven't yet had any COVID training at the moment, but it's happening in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm not really going to discuss our COVID stuff apart from yeah.
But what sort of impact, taking sort of what's going on at work? I mean, every employer's got their own. Whether it's sufficient or not is up for debate. But the industry as a whole, passenger numbers are down dramatically. A lot more and more people working from home. Is that going to become the norm? Are we going to see a decline in the railway? Are we going to go into beaching Mark 2?
Well, I noticed this last night at work. I made a deliberate point of try and look into all the trains that went past because obviously it's dark. You can look in. I can't have seen more than 100 people in our 12-hour night shift yesterday, including the evening and the morning. It is really quiet. I think the last 3 trains. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I'm all the wrong way round with night shifts. But the last 3 trains yesterday evening, no one was on them in the up direction, and they're all passenger service. And you think, why are you running the 10 past 11 or 10 past midnight train? There's no one on this 4-car turbo. Bin it, just run it back from Western empty because it's already empty. It's worrying. I know for a fact that we're never going to get our full timetable back, which happened because Western were in the middle of expanding their timetable right when COVID happened. I think they got 2 weeks of the full December-May timetable, and that's all been cancelled now and scaled back. I think the whole service pattern has been removed because there's no demand for it. Even if we go back full, even if passenger numbers resurge, I don't think we'll get the level of train service that we had before.
Yeah,
which is quite scary to think about.
Caseway Wheels just posted in the chat 1 Foxtrot 91 London Bridge to Eastbourne past Hampden Park with 3 passengers on board, and it's booked to be a 12-car class 387.
Oh, I believe that's the one that goes via Red Hill, but it then skips Gatwick as well, which doesn't help.
Three passengers on there. I mean, I've been on trains coming out of Eastbourne that are full and standing. It's quite worrying.
The one I've forgotten the head code. It's 1 Alpha something. The first up, the Western London in the morning. I think that's a 9-car IET, and I think I saw 2 people on it. Well, I imagine that would get busy the other side of Bristol because it was doing all stops Western Bristol.
Yeah, Matt C says I can't see commuter traffic into London ever returning to the pre-COVID levels. And obviously, so much money's been spent on the industry. Can the current spending? I mean, is there still a case for HS2 with COVID and stuff? If we don't see demand, it's certainly worrying.
Well, I know Hull Trains isn't running at the moment, but they're an open access franchise. And Hull Trains provide a vital link from people in East Yorkshire to London.
Yeah, I think open access are going to suffer as well because I should imagine they're not being subsidised.
No, they're not. Open access aren't subsidised.
I mean, there's that new
The
open
freight
access
industry is not subsidised.
Sorry, Riley, were you trying to come in there?
Yeah, there's the new open access operator meant to be doing London to Scotland services. I can't see them opening up now at all.
Isn't that a Virgin venture or something?
I'm not sure. All I know is they're ordering Hitachi IETs.
Oh well, yeah, terrible.
Nothing wrong with an 800. I like them.
Get more 395s.
I'm not commenting.
I've never been on one, but I've heard the stories.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that I get to ride a 395 to work tomorrow. That's it.
It was the most miserable time of my life where I am now when it was a gamble between an HST and an IET on the West of England services. I'd rather take an HST, thanks. The seats were better.
Well, I'll rephrase what I said about 800s. For what they're doing on Transpennine Express, I think it's a good idea, increasing the capacity.
Yeah, that is correct because that's increasing the capacity on a heavy demand, fast and more interregional express kind of service. But the thing that really annoys me, and it still does now, is the pairs of 5-car units on the West Country service. That's like, and the reason we had so many problems when they came in is you realise that the pair that you've gone from 3 members of crew to 7 members of crew, adding by splitting the train in half. Because you've got to have a driver, a train manager, an assistant train manager, and then you've got to have another ticket person in the front set and another ticket person in the back set because the main train manager is now too overloaded because he's got 2 sets, which means he's got more complicated stuff to do because there's no walkthrough because 125 rules. And then you need another ticket person in the front. So it's like, they were having so many problems when they brought them in because of shortage of crews, and they still have it now. And I can regularly remember coming home from London to the West Country. It's booked to be a 5-car unit. Oh yeah, the back 5-car can only run on electric. Oh, that's brilliant. It's diesel the whole way from Reading, so it's going to be a 5-car. It's going to be a 5-car train at peak time out of London into the West Country. And get ready to stand in the coffee.
Yeah, but do they have to have staff member on the back unit when it's running on diesel then?
They have to have 2 because it runs over 100. You need a qualified train manager on the front and the back one's in charge in an emergency.
Yeah, I know they do
because it's separated.
They do that on the 395s going up on the high speed one from Ashford up to London.
Yeah, but then they claim that it's then because Great Western Railways First have got a really weird policy of keeping ticket inspections separate from train managers. Then you need another 2 people to do ticket inspections, and then you need 2 people to do. You need 2 trolleys. There's no buffets or anything. You need the front half and the back half. Then the driver. So now you've got 7 crew members instead of when it was an HST. 3, sometimes 4. And it's just like, it felt a bit like backwards. I think they were hedging their bets on DOO, which is a can of worms that I will very quickly remove from the conversation.
As a passenger driver, former passenger driver, I would never speak about that. But now I'm on freight. I suppose I can make a video about it.
You can.
Yeah, because of all the sudden strikes.
Southern strikes. Yes, I was. I never worked for Southern, but yeah, I was a passenger driver whilst that was all going on, and I had many conversations with their managers that I won't go into on here.
I've had many conversations with drivers. No.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think if passenger numbers don't come back up, then something's going to happen. If you, but you've got all this brand new rolling stock. Is it just going to be left sitting around in the yard to decay and just go crap?
I don't think so. I think it will end up getting used, and the older stuff will get thrown out. That's what will end up happening.
You know what it'll be. We'll have Class 8. We'll have 800s in preservation in 5 years.
Oh, God.
No.
Limited to 25 miles an hour. What is he on the preserve line? Something like that. 20 or 25, one at the time.
I've seen them come past at 25. They're infuriating because last few months, every day shift I've had, there's been some driver training run from Bristol to Western and back, right during the break where you want to have your lunch. It's like, and they're under caution because they're waiting to follow something on the branch. It's like, oh, come on, why are you running this train? I want my lunch. give me the 40-minute break I get every hour, not 2 20s.
Yeah, I suppose signalling and signallers and crossing keepers and PMBs. Yeah, we won't discuss that here, but I know there's been a few court cases over that, hasn't there? Yeah, I've got a picture here of like King's Cross Station in the morning peak, and it's just ridiculously empty. But they're still running. You know, service is still running at like 80%. I know they're saying social distancing on the trains, but something's got to give somewhere. Surely, it's just got.
Well, they run 2 trains an hour between, I think it's Leeds and London. So I wonder how that's going to work. They're going to be cutting services back.
Well,
I
something I heard from some signallers that will remain nameless at Thames Valley Signalling Centre is what they noticed, although it was more relevant during the summer, is they noticed the level of traffic, although much reduced that they would get on a Friday, has now shifted to a Thursday. So Thursday is now the big rush, it seems, to get out of the capital and get west. I've noticed that Thursday evenings we were getting the same kind of issues that they used to get, even overcrowding on some trains out of Paddington, but not on the Friday like it used to be.
It's been very nice for us as freight operators with the reduced passenger service, because we've been getting quite good runs running early sometimes.
Oh yeah. The one last night was at the Bescott Taunton was 3 hours early yesterday. It's booked to come through at 4:30. It came through at 1:30. I'm like, hang on, that's like it's only been 2 hours since it left Bescott. If they just gone, just run it. Don't bother putting it any loops. It's like, oh great, thanks lads.
Yeah,
Take me out of my book.
It's been nice, but I mean, I think for the freight sector in general, COVID's been pretty kind to us so far. You know, a lot.
Traffic in New Haven picked up.
New Haven's gone mad for freight traffic since they opened the terminal at Marina. It's like they got like 2 a day in there or something.
Yeah, sometimes through Lewis you'll get 2 a day.
We have a regular freight working through my local from Hull. I think it's to Ferrybridge Power Station. That usually runs slightly late because of a passenger train running in front of it.
But stuff like that, power station trains. I mean, that work, regardless of what happens with the economy, people still need power. The power stations are going to keep running. Especially a lot of the intermodal work, the containers and stuff. People are ordering record amounts of stuff. still got to be shipped in. And then there's all the obviously PPE supplies and stuff that have been coming in. So I think rail freight's done reasonably well, stayed reasonably stable throughout the pandemic.
The railhead treatment trains have started thriving recently as well now, with properly
they're
getting in
done
everywhere
next
they
week.
can.
They're done next. No, they're finished, I believe, next week. That's what I saw in the one the other day. But
Yeah,
on Western Route, they're over. I think the last one's next Wednesday on Western Route. Because we got one every day. It would sit on trust all night because it started in the evening and wouldn't come through till 1 in the afternoon.
I mean, I've seen the
Go
on, Riley.
I've seen the GBRF 73 track inspection train thingy. I think it's actually Network Rail. Go over my local level crossing like the last 4 days straight on my cycle.
Yeah, we had all the test trains go past. They did the West Country not long ago. Not have the Flying Banana yet. That seems to go by a Westbury. But I had the 2 colas skips the other week, top and tailed on a couple of I think they were Mark IIs. That was a good day. That's the most interesting stuff I'd ever seen in a day. A cement train, a test train, and the sprays came around.
I had the test train coach to the Gatwick Express stop.
What was it? Gatwick Express, sorry?
I'm pretty sure those test train coaches from the Gatwick Express stop that used to be 73 hauled.
Could be, yeah. I mean, they got Dibsos on there, which are the ones from Anglia on some of them. The driving van trailers. I was lucky enough to conduct one of those a few months ago. That was an interesting night. I ended up losing my wallet. That ruined it.
Did you have anything in your wallet then?
Only cards and licenses and stuff.
Was that the one you dropped on the track?
Yeah, it was actually found 3 weeks later on the track at Hastings Station, funnily enough. But by that point, you've got all new cards and everything. So.
I have, talking of weird trains, I have seen some interesting stuff. There was one a couple of days before I passed out that was like a 5 Zulu something. It was there at a Doncaster Works. So a pair of HST power cars. Then you had the nose-to-nose coupler on to another HST power car. Then 2 Mark IIIs, an adaptive vehicle, and a 47 on the rear. I was like, what is this? Why? And then also every other week we get what is colloquially known as the bomb coming past, which is always produces 68s. That's the Bridgewater nuclear flasks. They run every 3 or 4 weeks. And what has been happening recently is we've been having the big ones from Devonport run, which are the ones with the 16-wheeler big flasks on them, which are quite interesting to see because they're the only thing I've ever seen come through at speed that's brought dust down off the roof of the box.
Wow.
Because whenever a fast train comes past our place, it's 100-mile-an-hour line speed. You can stand at one end of the box, feel it wobble, and watch the other end wobble in the other direction you're going. So no, it's quite disconcerting to see a 108-year-old building sort of twist and stuff come past. You think, well, maybe they want to look at the foundations before a crack appears in the front. I don't think it'll be very good if we fell onto an HST. I certainly don't want to be in here when that happens.
And you said you get... Sorry, Jack.
It'd be too much paperwork if anything happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go. But yeah, certainly interesting times ahead, and for people getting out as well. And I mean, even for heritage lines, a lot of them have been bailed out with the is it the Culture Fund and stuff.
Something from the lottery, ain't it?
Yeah,
the lottery one doing the rounds the last couple of days.
A lot of them are gonna struggle, and hopefully come the summer. I mean, my local line's got Santa specials, and they said they're fully booked up, so they're hoping the lockdown ends when it does, so they can get that up and running.
No, I don't think that'll happen.
But yeah, so
I mean, the line that I volunteer on.
You speaking, Riley? Sorry, you keep going dead.
Right.
No.
Yeah, just started speaking and someone else started, so I just stopped for a minute. The line that I volunteer on, we've just been given £27,000 to do up one of the stations at one end of our line.
Oh, excellent. Can I ask what line you're on? Can you tell us that? Or?
It's the Bow Waters one.
Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah, I've never.
We're starting work
I'd
on it
like to
tomorrow.
run and start as well.
Fantastic. I keep meaning to volunteer on Spa Valley, which is my closest one, but it's just finding the time to do it.
Yeah, I find that as well.
I'm on the Bluebell.
I used to work on a heritage rally, which will remain nameless for legal reasons. And yeah, I left. I feel for them a bit, but yeah, I want to get back into volunteering on a local rally that I've got friends on, but you just don't. I don't have the time. You're always like, oh, good, the roster close. I was like, oh, can you cover this shit for me? Like, yeah, fine, okay. Yeah.
So we're going to wrap the stream up pretty soon because my wife worked last night and she's sitting here giving me evil looks. she works for the NHS, so I'll give her a big yeah, key workers. I've got an even more funny look now. So just before we wrap it up, we got any questions in the chat? Has anyone got anything they want to ask or want to say, or anyone in the Zoom call want to add anything or got any points to make?
I just want to say
anything about anything.
Can't really think of anything.
COVID has brought a really good thing to Southeastern. 16 coach network, not network, is Electrostars running the Victoria to Ramsgate and Dover Priory services.
Blimey.
16
do
cars.
not look right going into places like Sittingbourne.
Is that diagrams? Diagrams.
Yeah, they did that for the period between where the first lockdown ended and the second one started, because they knew a lot of people were going to go to the beaches anyway. So they had 8 coaches going to Dover, 8 coaches going to Ramsgate.
Wow, that's crazy.
Wow.
I used to drive Electrostars, and the computers don't handle that very well. And you've got the line current index. You'd have to isolate some of the motors and everything. It's
I'll tell you, SDO would have a fit with that.
Yeah. Well, SDO on the 375s is GPS. It's not too bad. So, Tim Doherty, I think that's how you pronounce it. Says hello from Nashville. So we're international.
Yeah, wow.
He's an engineer for CSX.
That's a train. That's a freight driver then.
Is it?
We're reaching out. Our train's designed to go everywhere. It will be nice to see top swapping stock, Jonathan Law says. That's quite an interesting one. It comes down to route availability and stuff like that, which I'll make a video on. So technically, it's sort of possible, but it might not be.
Yeah, the 171 will be going soon.
Yeah.
We could get some paces on the coastway lines.
Yeah, you can have them all you want.
What to replace the pace? What to replace the 171s?
Definitely, yeah. That would, the people of Rye would be very happy.
I was talking to the 185 doing it.
There's supposed to stop changing on that, isn't there? But it's kind of all over the place. I don't know what's
You
going
technically
on.
could get a pacer on it.
Well,
you could technically get a pacer
anymore, so they've got to, they're going very soon. So they've got to find a replacement.
Yeah, but I mean, if you put a third coach in a pacer with it and made it the disability accessible, then you could have a 3-coach pacer.
Why? Stop thinking. Why? They're pacers. They're horrible. Get rid of them. Just
I don't think you can run a pacer in a third rail area. I think that the gauging is wrong on them. I think they just keep tripping out the juice. Something to do with what's hanging down underneath. And probably they bounce as they go across the bumps. They just short everything out.
Yeah, it's because hang on, I'm trying to remember what wagons they were converted from. They were converted from the undersashes of steel plate wagons, weren't they?
Yes.
Because when I was at school, the engineering technician did his apprenticeship with Brell building pacers. As soon as he told me that, I almost never wanted to speak to him again. It's like, come on, man, you unleashed this monstrosity upon us.
Kent Frashlover, don't you dare send Ashford a pacer.
Well, the thing is, people in the south. No offence to anyone who lives in the south, which is basically all of you. Can Northern send the paces down there so we can at least they know what a proper, well, not a train is actually, but see what we have to suffer with.
I have something to say on
Whoa,
this. The
whoa,
West
whoa, whoa,
Countries
whoa,
have
whoa.
paces as well, mate. All right. The Barnstable branch used to be paces
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
forever
whoa.
until we got
You don't need to be that
150.
horrible to the south. Whoa, just no.
I mean, we sent you our old 319s we didn't want up there, so it's only fair you send us some of your old stock.
Yeah.
Paces to replace the 313s.
I know, Great.
How about you send us some 323s? We'll cut a deal there.
I know Great Western still have, I think it's 9143 sets that they're going to use. God help the people of Oakhampton to reopen that line now that because the Heritage lot went bust. Bars, so Network Rail have bought the line and I've agreed with Great Western to reopen the service, and also Meldon Quarry, the lot that owned it, out. They're going to restart running ballast trains, which might be good because they might go to run them the best cut, which I would be very pleased with because it means there's another freight train to watch and to complain to the panel whenever they come past without a tail light on, which happened on Tuesday.
Oh, that's good fun when that happens. My it's just flagged up on my computer that my internet connection is unstable, so the stream starts lagging out. I apologise in that. Jack Walker, are you still planning on bringing videos regarding recruitment process for drivers? Yes, I am. I will get round to that, I promise. My first job on the railway was as platform staff at Tunbridge, and I was 19 when I started on the railway. Wow. And I'm still here now, like so many years later. That's giving too much.
No, it's the right quality.
Johnny, send them all down there. I guess he's talking about the Pacers.
Yeah, they all are.
If you replace Pacers, if you replace 313s with Pacers, you wouldn't notice the ride quality.
Very true.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Seeing as I've ridden on both, they're pretty decent with both of them on it.
We went to Portugal and we run. They have a mid-gauge line in Portugal with little DMUs on it. Me and my wife had a ride on one of those. Well, I had a ride on it. She was just there for translating purposes. She can't hear me. She's got headphones in. And I remember doing the video on the train, and I was talking about it. It's on one of my Portugal videos. I was saying, "Oh yeah, for me, actually, ride it's quite similar to a pacer." And I was like, "That's not really well, actually, is it? That's terrible."
One of my friends went on the Stowbridge Town branch line, and he was commenting about the 139 units, which is the Parry people move. And he said, "Oh, this is a bit like a pacer." And I said to him, "It's nothing like a pacer. It's actually moving." And I said to him, it's got a van engine, so it's nowhere near a pacer.
Looks like Riley's coming out of London Bridge there on a 158, which is interesting.
No, I'm coming approaching Clapham Junction.
Ah, well, yeah, close enough.
Just come out of Waterloo, heading to Woking.
Johnny, it's a better ride in an old brake van. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Free Mary, yeah.
Tell you what, all you Northerners, we'll cut you a deal. We'll give you the Thameslink 700s, and we'll take the Pacers off your hands, no questions asked.
The only problem is we can't use them because we don't have overheads up here as much.
I quite like the 700s.
Because you've got free first class.
That's a good point, actually.
All of you lot rolling around in your electricity.
Yeah, we have to put with diesels.
Yeah, same here. I'm at high level with all the bloody exhaust. How do you think I feel?
171's causing delays though.
You only have to put up with them going past the Alistair. I have to sit in the blimmin' things all day going. Although next week, fingers crossed for 73s.
Not dash 9 though.
Well, either. It's better than a 66.
I've got day shifts, so I'm actually going to see more than 20 something trains in a day, which is nice. I actually see them because it won't just be all in the dark.
You should set up a little webcam in there, do like rail cam.
No.
Talking of railcam, I might be the mobile railcam soon. Wink, wink.
Well, we kind of had, especially when the summer comes, we kind of had like Josh, who was in here at Shawford with a camera. We can get a few people out and about.
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah. Didn't BBC do a series like that, like train spotting series?
Move on.
Yeah, don't.
We've seen a Pandolino in Thursday. Yeah, go away. All right, Mr. Strawbridge, go back pretending to be an army officer.
Anyway, guys,
I can't believe I saw Richard at Tunbridge.
Yeah, sorry I didn't come and say hello. I was kind of in a rush to.
Yeah, I saw you driving 718 on the Mountfield.
Yeah, for a week ago today.
Yeah, at Tunbridge Wells.
Yeah. Yeah, I never know where I am or what I'm doing.
Unless it's that like 2 a.m. RHTT.
Yeah, I'm not doing that next. I'm doing the day RHT next week. That's a much better one.
Yeah.
Get out in the daylight.
Was that at 3 Whiskey 91?
3 Whiskey 90, I think.
Oh, that passes me at 4 a.m.
Yes, yeah, I take it over later on at Clapham Junction and do the back end of it. Yeah, I won't be getting down that way. I'll go as far south as East Grinstead and Uckfield on that. So Uckfield line is interesting. That's for another day.
I should see
Anyway, guys,
train at the end of the week.
I'm going to end the stream there. It's been a pleasure talking to you, gentlemen, as always. I don't know when we're going to do another one of these. It'll probably be in a couple of weeks because I'm working flat out now. Unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on where you look at it. The new bus, Richard, can you do Train Sim World 2 on the channel? Train Sim World, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to make it like a train simming channel. I don't mind doing maybe 2 videos, but not like loads of train simming.
You can drive the Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you did the Open BVE.
I did do the Open BVE ones because I quite like Open BVE, and I might do 1 or 2 more. I just see how it goes, but I don't want to turn into a gaming channel. I kind of like more of sort of just
real life.
Yeah. You see, I like SimSig though.
Oh
yeah. Good man. My God.
You can put a camera on your
I
head
spend all my time writing timetables though.
Sure, I could do a live stream of SimSig. Do you think there'd be much appeal for that?
I'd be in.
Definitely do a live stream as you're driving the RHTT.
Do you know what? I'd absolutely love to do that. Just body worn camera and just live stream my whole day, but I don't think I'd get away with it.
Well, there's some DB Shanker driver that does it.
He's got a camera on his hat and he's got a head mounted camera.
Yeah. GoPro or something.
The trouble is, because I show my face in my videos, everyone knows who I am. If I was kind of like stealth with my channel, I could get away with putting a lot of other stuff on there. But obviously, if I get like cab footage, they're going to be like, "Oh, where did you get that? You've obviously been using the camera in the cab or whatever." So, yeah, it's got to be very careful.
You could be wearing a mask.
I've got plenty of pictures from the box of interesting stuff going past, but they'll never go online because I shouldn't have taken them. But like, I've been in there with my manager stood right next to me taking the same photo, so it's clearly fine.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. You've just got to use a bit of common sense.
It's like me when I walk around up in York. I've got to be careful where I take photos, especially in the dark, because they're not keen on us taking pictures in the dark because they like it to be open.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's not bad. It's not bad up there actually.
I am definitely going to have to get up there. I've got to try and get to the Isle of Wight before the 3rd of January, and I've got to try and get up to York sometime next year.
Yeah, so, you know where I am.
Absolutely.
Dad Rail fan trip to the Isle of Wight.
Yes.
Have they actually confirmed the date for those new trains entering service on the Isle of Wight?
It's definitely going to be after March. Because March is when they reopen.
I heard in the Discord server earlier on, I think it was the 3rd of January or something. It was put in the Discord earlier on.
3rd of January is when the line closes for 3 months for engineering work.
So if you haven't seen them by then you're not going to... That's your lot, I guess, when it closes. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you very, very much for joining the call. It's been a pleasure as always.
Pleasure as always.
Do appreciate you taking out the time. It's fantastic. And, keep an eye on the social media channels. I'm on Discord as well now, so if any of you've got Discord, then come and join the conversation in Discord. It's quite a good little group going on there. And I'll put a post up on Twitter and Facebook about the next one. And if you guys are about, then of course you're all more than welcome to come back. We'll pick some different topics. Hopefully the thing will evolve and it'll get a bit better, and we won't have all the teething trouble at the beginning. And
and hopefully, subject to COVID, I could do it from Doncaster. Fingers crossed.
Fantastic. There we go.
There you go. That's a promise from me.
There we go.
I can answer any boring questions about signalling.
I don't mind that, actually.
Oh, I know more than I need to know, which is annoying. That gets complicated sometimes. Anyway.
Right, I'm going to leave the call now, guys, but I'm going to leave it open. So if you guys want to keep on chatting, you're fine to do that. But the stream is going off, and I'm leaving the call.
I'm going to go and watch. I'm going to go and watch something on ITV regarding Anton Deck.
Oh, lovely.
See you later, guys.
Right.
Cheers,
Bye.
Bye.
See you later, guys.
Right, how the bloody hell did leave? Leave. Cheers, guys. That was good fun.
So there we go, guys, addressing the stream directly and not the Zoom call, because I've kind of got 2 laptops here, so it gets a bit weird with the way it works and everything. I hope you've enjoyed watching. It's been a bit more organised than last week. We're kind of getting there with a few topics and stuff. Do please check out my social media channels as well. That'd be absolutely fantastic. I'll put them on the screen now. Will I? I won't. dadrail.com/Facebook. The other way around, sorry, facebook.com/dadrail, twitter.com/dadrail, and I'm also on Discord now, so come and join the community over on the Discord server. It'd be great to see some more of you if you want to come into the panel on the next calls. If you've got any ideas for topics that we can talk about, anything like that, then please do just get in contact with me through my social media channels. That would be absolutely fantastic. Remember, guys, like and subscribe to this stream, to the channel. If you know anyone that might like these sort of videos, please do let them know about the channel. I make about 20p a week off of YouTube. I do it for love, so having lots of subscribers and a big community really does sort of help and keeps me going, gives me the incentive to keep making videos. Got some new content coming out soon as well. I'm going to be doing the rules videos and the recruitment videos, as I promised. That is definitely coming, so just keep an eye on the channel. Anyway, guys, until next time, thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure as always, and as I say at the end of every video, create, share and inspire.